What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tabletop Bros. Today we're going to be unboxing the Imperial Knights Battleforce, the VALOURSTRIKE Lance. Alright, so we got the Christmas Battleforce for the Imperial Knights, but also compatible with the Chaos Knights. So we get 5 Knights in this box set, 1 big boy and 4 little guys. Alright, so we see for the big guy we have the option to build the Knight Errant or the Knight Paladin. And then for the 4 small guys we have options between the Helverin and Warglaive. And this is about 1,000 points in Imperial or Chaos Knights. So let's take a look at what's inside. Alright, so first we have our bases, 1 of the big boys and 4 of the little guys. And then we have 1 Imperial Knights transfer sheet. And then we have the instruction guide for the Knight Armigers. And that's going to show us how to build either variant, the Warglaives or the Helverins. And then we also have an instruction guide, and this is specific to the Paladin and the Knight Errant. So there are some limited options for this Knight kit. It is not the same as just picking up an individual big boy Imperial Knight. So here we see you have either the battle cannon or the melta cannon, and then a chainsword. And then interestingly enough, we see a move of 10, 3 up armor save, 26 wounds, 6 plus leadership, and then 8 OC. And then we see it also has a 5 up invulnerable save, but typically your knight is going to have a T12 and 22 wounds. So slightly different from like the actual stats of a Imperial Knight. And with the Codex coming out not too far in the future, there's definitely a possibility that this is what we're going to see change. We could definitely see Imperial Knights going to toughness 11 and 26 wounds instead of toughness 12 and 22 wounds. So very interesting. Alright, so starting off with the big boy knight, we have a total of 3 sprues that's going to assemble your big knight. So the first one is for the actual body itself. This is going to have like the main carapace and then the arms. And then the next sprue is going to give us our legs, some of the armor plates, and then like the banner and face. And then here we have our weapon sprue. So you're only going to get this weapon sprue in the set. And that's going to include the melta cannon, the battle cannon, which uses the same base, and then you just swap out like the shield itself and then the actual weapon piece, which can be magnetized or just kind of push fit. And then you're also going to have the chainsword. So you're not going to have the fist. You're not going to have the Perceptor's laser. You're also not going to have the Canis Rex upgrade bits. So realistically, if you were looking to build a bunch of different variants of the knights, you're going to want to pick up at least 1 additional big knight. So that way you're going to have the option to build him into Canis Rex. That'll use up the Knight Perceptor weapon and then also the fist. And then you'll have the option to give this guy a second gun, which would be the Gatling cannon, which can go along with either the battle cannon or the melta. And then you'll also have all 3 of the top weapon options. So that is the best way to supplement this box set. And then from there we have 4 identical Armiger sprues. So each one of those is going to have the legs, body, and carapace on 1 sprue. And that's going to allow you to build the chassis for either of the variants, either the Warglaive or the Helverin. And then from there you're going to have 4 of the Helverin sprues. And each one of those is going to have 2 of the Helverin autocannons, and then the variant shoulder pads and shin pads, leg pads, all that good stuff. And then a couple different variant head options. And then we're also going to have 4 of the Armiger Warglaive sprues as well. And each one of those is going to have the chain cleaver and then the melta lance. And then again, we'll have some various different like shoulder, knee pad, like armor options, and then a couple different head options. So you're going to be able to build all 4 of the Armigers however you want, but you are going to be restricted some on the big knight kit. So that is the VALOURSTRIKE Lance box, and now we've went over some of the options and the best way to supplement this. Obviously, if you're going the Imperial Knight route, you're going to want 1 more big knight so that you can build Canis Rex, and then you'll have all the rest of the weapon options for this knight. So picking up that single kit is going to give you enough extra pieces to build that Canis Rex, and then essentially build this guy however you want, except for as a second Perceptor or giving him the fist. But I think realistically, you want 1 super shooty knight, and then you want Canis Rex, who's a combination of shooting and combat. Then you have the option to build like 2 Warglaives and 2 Helverins, or potentially all 4 of one option or the other, which is pretty nice. This box set comes in almost exactly at 1,000 points. So assuming you add in Canis Rex as well, it's going to take you up to about 1,450. And then I think realistically, you pick up either 1 more big knight and 1 more small knight. You fill out the detachment with enhancements. Or you could do 2 more big knights or a bunch more little knights. So you definitely have some options. And now also, if you're going to go the Chaos route, if you were thinking about picking up this box set, but you want to play Chaos Knights, There is a data sheet for the Chaos Knights that can be built with this exact kit right here. But once again, you're not going to have some of the options to build some of the big Chaos Knights. So there is a completely separate big Chaos Knight kit that's going to give you some of the different weapon options. And then also the chassis itself looks different. It doesn't behave differently in the game, but it has much more of like a Chaos look to it. And then also for the Chaos data sheets, you have the equivalents of the Helverins, which are the autocannon knights. They just have a different name, but they're built from this exact kit. And then you also have the options to build the Warglaive equivalent kit, which is going to have the Warglaive chain weapon for close combat, and then also the melta weapon for shooting. And then you also have the individual Warglaive kit, which is going to allow you to build all of the different ones that are not available, like the Brigand. It's going to come with a bunch of extra weapons, and then once again, the actual chassis is slightly different. So while this kit can be used 100% for Imperial or Chaos Knights, either way, you're going to be missing out on some of the options available to you, but it's going to give you about 1,000 points, half of your typical 2K army, and then you can just supplement that with whatever additional kits you want. So excellent box set, excellent value, but definitely missing some of the options for your Imperial Knights kit or Chaos Knights kit, respectively. So yeah, that is it for the unboxing of the VALOURSTRIKE Lance, either Imperial or Chaos Knights Battleforce. Excellent box set, excellent value. Definitely highly recommend this, as we don't often see Knights discounted. So any chance you have an opportunity to get them, it's definitely worth jumping on. If you enjoyed today's video or got any value out of it, hopefully by now Tabletop Bros has earned your subscription. Also, check out the quick start guide if you're looking to build an Imperial Knights or potentially Chaos Knights army. We'll have a video link at the end. And yeah, that's it from the Tabletop Bros. Later.